This is episode 20. This is the month of February. This is the NAMM special. We have the return of Andy. Welcome to the microKAST.
Welcome to the microKAST. Welcome to the microKAST.
Good afternoon, everyone. Andy's back.
Hello.
Hey,
he's back. How's it going?
From the NAMM Show. I missed you, mate.
Yeah, I missed you too.
It was very sad.
Well, we had a good time though in Ireland. We did a.
Did you?
We did a 19.5. I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to it yet.
Well,
can you do an Irish accent?
I can, but
let's not go
goes
there.
straight into racism.
Hello once again to our video viewers. Obviously 19.5. They didn't have TV recording facilities in Ireland, so we had to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yes, it was old school.
So we're back. We're now in February. Andy's here.
Hello.
So did you have a good time?
I had a very good time, and
Yeah.
we are going to get onto that, but I don't think we're just going to skip over the fact that you guys decided to go to Ireland and do a podcast. Basically, without me, and trying to replace me for the second time.
Well, the thing
that's
is,
a second audition. I'm not daft. I know what that means. And before you respond to that as well, there's a couple of things that I'd like to read out from you.
all right.
From 19.5.
Getting a bit aggy here.
Yeah, no,
.5.
you're not wrong. And Caroline was terrible. She did a terrible job. She should never be invited back again. Okay, so these are all things that were said in the last podcast.
Right.
And
I'm glad you've done your homework.
This
is impressive.
This is a bit edgy. This is.
All gone then.
So the first, these are just little quotes. Okay, but I've put them all together. Okay, for playing it up, interesting. Okay, fine.
What's wrong with that?
Climax together.
Yeah.
Putting them out left and right.
Yeah.
Got to hit what you want to hit.
Yeah.
Odd job slap.
Yeah.
Thinking about flubber.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hot tip.
Yeah.
Stick your tongue on it.
Right.
Sausage behind the curtain.
Yeah.
And Luke wanted to shove it in. Okay, so those are some snaps from what.
Those are all things that you can get away with in a 0.5, but you can't get away with in an actual official one, which is what this is. So we should have to
out of context as well. They do sound a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
I go away for one show.
Odd job
That's
slap.
what
Odd job
happens.
slap. What's wrong with that?
Well, that doesn't sound
It's a
good to me.
GoldenEye reference.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that bit.
Yeah, it's all about the context.
And a few other things that I just need to.
And the
bring up
sausage
as well.
behind the curtain was obviously Caroline had never seen us actually kind of do it all live. You see, so it's a combination of how the sausage is made and peek behind the curtain. So there's nothing.
Isn't that more of like a magic reference?
There was no innuendo behind that.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Well, there's a few other couple of issues, and one of them, this is quite difficult to say because it's basically disagreeing with your father, biggest #1 microKAST fan.
Of course.
Proper Trekkie, Voyager is not the best one.
Sorry,
What?
we need to end it right now, mate.
Voyager
is by far the best one.
It's Next Generation, so that's the end of that.
Have you watched any Next Generation recently?
Yes, I have.
No, be honest.
Yes, I have.
I love the cast.
Yeah.
But have you watched them recently?
Yes, I have.
Well, I'm sorry then. Anyway, we need to move on.
But Discovery, very good. But and the other thing is, you kept talking about some guy called Phil M, and I didn't know what that.
Yeah, well, I didn't understand that.
Sure, that was just strange. Oh, and by the way, the boat's not imaginary. That's a real thing.
I said that. I stuck up for you there.
I know, thank you. I
so he has got a boat.
Caroline was not convinced.
Coming for you.
Yeah,
right?
she's not convinced.
Yeah, fine.
So anyway,
I'll say later.
You need to prove it.
So obviously
that's
that's covering 19.5. Have a listen if you've not listened. But you're back now. So
yes.
We set you, before we get into what an amazing time you had and how the weather was great and all these fancy cars you've been driving, we sent you some tasks.
Yes, you did, yeah.
And I want to know, we should have had some like suspense music.
We should, yeah.
So your tasks were as follows. We can just whip through
Maybe
these.
I can add some.
Yeah,
afterwards.
okay.
Photograph with Stevie Wonder.
No. Couldn't find him, he couldn't find me either.
Photograph with Corey Feldman.
No.
Yeah, I'd say we're not off to a good...
Did you see him though?
No.
Oh.
Record Jordan Rudess microKAST intro.
Yes, no, though.
Yes, no.
Okay.
Really close.
Record Seiki intro.
No.
Okay. Find out John McCubbry's opinion on The Last Jedi.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Find a proper brew.
Yes.
I don't believe you.
No, can't happen.
Find a Ferris wheel.
Yes.
You did. Get Adam a switch code.
Yes.
Get away. You've not. Have you?
No, of course I haven't.
I was almost trying to cry then. Why?
Well, they only had one, so I thought I'd hold on to it.
One code for the entire world.
Why couldn't you get me one?
basically Nintendo turned up to set the whole thing up, and they were in and out within an hour before anyone from KORG could even do anything.
Sure.
If Nick's listening,
you've let me down, you've let our fan base down, you've just let everybody down. We could have given them an exclusive.
Now, if we'd have sent Caroline to the NAMM Show,
she'd have sorted it out.
She'd have smashed it.
I'm sure she would have done.
Yeah.
Yes, because Caroline's better than me. Yeah.
Favourite KORG NAMM product, I'm guessing, was Gadget Switch.
Incorrect.
Sorry, Prologue, of course.
Yes.
I'm sure. Favourite non-KORG NAMM product?
Gadget Switch.
There we go. Thank you, mate. So tell us, what have you been up to?
Well, it's an amazing show. They've redesigned the stand there, and obviously you've got this huge, great stand. You've got all these different products there. Prologue. I mean, I've got an interview here with the actual engineers that have built it, so we can play that.
He comes back and he just, he's not messing about, is he?
Straight in.
You know what? I didn't get a photograph of Stevie Wonder, but here's an interview with the designer of the Prologue. That'll do.
Well, it's the guys were just hanging around there, and they did a little presentation on the first day, and they've built this from scratch, and Yoshi, who was involved, also was the designer of the monologue, so he's interested to see how that was going as well. But
right, okay.
So we've got that. It's a noisy interview because it was literally done on the NAMM floor.
I
Lots of
think
other stuff going on as
well.
well.
That's good.
And I've got another little chat with a chap called Frank, who's one of the demonstrators there. Fantastic guy, nice player.
Not just a chap called Frank.
No, just
some random.
Some guy I'm out on the street called Frank.
It's like the last day, and I'm like, I've got nothing. I need to just record someone. He was. So.
You said that you did, but you didn't get a Jordan Rudess intro. So
what I meant by that was that I didn't.
Right,
basically.
Okay.
So didn't come into it.
But I don't know if you saw on Instagram, we did get a picture of him holding the little microKORG USB.
That was cool.
Kind of thing. So although I have to thank Mr. Castle for his efforts there, because he managed to make that happen.
So we had a few, Gary Barlow was over there.
Yeah, he was.
So doing his thing.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So you tweet that with, check out the microKAST Instagram page, and you can see Andy's fun and frolics and adventures with a little microKORG USB key across America. So check that out.
Indeed.
So it's good to have you back, mate.
What a pitch. Thank you. It's good to be here.
So what are we doing? Are we going to listen to this interview?
I think we should, actually.
Yeah, I think we should. I'm
about NAMM
excited.
Show.
I don't want to
in,
wait.
yeah.
Let's get it on.
All right, cool. As I say, apologise for the noise.
He's plugged his phone in. We're listening to this live.
Let's see if it works.
Let's do it.
Hi guys, this is Andy from the microKAST here again, and I am honoured to be sitting with the designers of probably the favourite synth I've played. I don't want to blow too much smoke just yet, but so guys, if you could introduce yourself for us, that'd be great.
I'm Etienne, and I'm a software engineer. I joined KORG just over a year ago, and I worked on the Prologue. I did the operating system part and all the DSP programming involved, and the Open SDK too.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Yoshi Yamada. I'm hardware engineer in KORG, and I designed all hardware for Monologue and its Prologue.
Fantastic. Well, I can say that the Monologue's been a huge smash over in the UK. Prologue, we already know is going to be. We've had nothing but good comments about it here. There are some questions that came up that I'd be quite interested on sort of your decision behind that. But one thing that I think a lot of people will be wondering is, how did you get to be the design team of something like the Prologue? So kind of where have you come from with your education, and where have you moved through?
So ever since the Minilogue, there was a desire to create like a full polyphonic like analog synth, but to just simply do one, just a polyphonic analog synth just like that, was just not exciting enough. Okay. So for these years since the Minilogue, it's been searching for the right angle and like what should we add to this, like this little plus alpha to make it really interesting.
Okay.
So that's been the process, and just to add, Yamada-san is a keyboardist. Yeah. So of course, he plays the piano really well. So it's a very keyboardist-oriented instrument, and so there's a lot of knowledge that's been infused in that.
Well, from a player's point of view, you can see the musicality behind it, and I think that's one thing. My entire history, I've always loved the KORG stuff, and technically, it's fantastic. It's vast. It can do all of this stuff. But actually, just for someone to sit there and play, it just blows your mind. And again, for me, the Prologue, from live performing through to sound design, it's just another level. So yeah, you should be very proud. It really is awesome. So, some people have asked why there isn't a sequencer included. Was there a reason that we haven't built a sequencer into this?
ポリフォニックシーケンサーはかなり使うのが難しい。
So yeah, making a polyphonic sequencer is a bit of a challenge to make it right and interesting. And really the focus was making a very good keyboardist-oriented synth. So to really get that experience through and not clutter the whole design with, a polyphonic sequencer will be quite complicated to do it right. So to keep the design simple, in the essence of the whole log series, to just keep that pure and get the message across, a very clear message across. That's why that was not included in there.
Sure, great, okay. And the other question, people have been saying, why only one LFO?
That's also a bit the same reason. It's the concept of the instrument. That's just it's been kind of made for a certain way to play, and those who will resonate with that will know it right away when they play with it.
Absolutely. Well, I think I said to you, from my experience, any of the doubters that have said, "Oh, it's only got one LFO, it should have this," as soon as they've played it, you can't get another word out of them. It's,
exactly.
It's like, oh, I understand now as well. And obviously, you've added effects onto this one as well. So what was the thinking behind that?
Well, I mean, it's a very high quality synth. There were some limited effects on the mini lobe and things like that, but this time, I mean, we've increased the CPU that was on the board for the purpose of supporting the bigger, heavier OS. So at the same time, we just wanted to give it the luxury treatment and just make it sound amazing.
Perfect. Okay, great. And I suppose the other thing to just touch on is the fact that we're going to open this up to people to be able to design their own oscillators for the multi-engine. So can you explain a bit about how that's going to work?
Yeah, so essentially the Open SDK is oriented towards developers. So we're talking about code that you're writing and compiling into a program that you can later load onto the Prologue, either in the oscillator section, the multi-engine, or into the effects section. And so for the regular musician that doesn't program, then the possibilities are to use content that other programmers did. So independent developers that would sell content, collaborations with KORG featured content, or completely DIY guys that put stuff out for free too.
So there's a real community kind of sense in the whole thing as well.
Yeah, the idea is to just build a community around this stuff.
Amazing. Well, great. I mean, I can only thank you again for coming and speaking with us. And guys, you've built an incredible synth, so thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Tell you what, well done, mate.
That was really good, wasn't it?
That's good.
It was so good
the bit that I liked to actually get, and you didn't. What I loved as well is you went straight in.
Yeah.
Why is there no sequencer?
No
Why is
messing
only one
about.
LFO?
Yeah.
And I love the way you went, it's on another level.
It's on another level,
Which is quite funny.
They were looking at me going,
well done, mate. That's really good.
Was that you playing drums along to it as well?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the KR55 there, the new drum machine. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Not the KR33 as we call it.
What's great news is we now have the contact details for those guys, and they have to get involved with this whenever we want them to. So if we have any questions, they can send little interviews over.
We need to get them on. So
there you go. So there's a nice little interview. You don't find that anywhere else. That is a little exclusive there.
I should just apologise to Yoshi if he's listened to this. I had to cut a little bit out, just some of the translating, because the interview just didn't flow quite so well, because there were some quite long explanations that Etienne was going through and explaining for us.
Probably couldn't just send you gangster voice. That's probably what it was.
It could have been that. Yeah, that's it.
Just another level.
So no, but it was a real privilege to meet.
Well done, well done, mate. That's excellent. That's better than a photograph of Stevie Wonder.
And of course, that one Best in Show, out of which is
the best in show.
And there was no choice about that. I'd made a lot of threats if it didn't win, so that might have been something to do with it. Who knows?
The best in show.
But my word.
So while we're still on the Prologue, I've been watching a few of the videos. Some of them are good, some of them aren't so good, but generally people's mine obviously aren't very good. But there's been some interesting feedback on some of the comments.
Right, okay.
So I've got some quite funny ones just to read out.
Okay. Right, okay. We're naming and shaming.
We are.
All right, go on then.
So the first one is, I'm not going to name which video it was or anything, it's just generally about the Prologue. So first one's from Jeff Williamson. Luke says, you can really see the waveform. How do you know that it's not just some squiggle? Such hype to sell these keyboards.
Wow.
So a bit random.
How do you know that? Oh, well, yeah, because we built it.
Yeah, that's exactly,
Thanks for playing.
If you see it in the flesh,
good.
You'll see how amazing it looks. Okay, next one is from Humongous.
Good name.
Way too expensive for what it is. No. Still a nice synth though, but I won't be paying the price. I'll wait 2 years to buy it half price in a pawn shop.
In a what shop?
A pawn shop.
American then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shouldn't be more expensive than the Minilog just because it has full-size keys.
Wow.
It's clearly missed the point there. It's just slightly. Next one is Aghanim 90. This thing is a waste of money. It can't do anything more than a good VST can. Takes up space and doesn't sound better at all because there's no objective measure for better. Basically, it's a toy for the same people who think vinyls sound better than CDs and who like to turn knobs. Don't listen to buzzwords. Here's a better way to spend $1,500. Dollars, that is, obviously. Get a software synth for £100 or $100. Donate $500 to a good cause. Buy weed for $500 and get high with your friends. And then philosophize what to do with the $400 you got left.
Wow.
So these people are, quite out there.
Love that. We need to tag all them in this.
We do. This one's quite good. Rick James. Guess I'm working at Burger King for another 2 years because I need this.
That's such a good response. Well played, and you should.
Another one. This guy's name is Kanan Banana. I'm trying very hard to shove my credit card into the screen, but nothing appears to be happening.
Excellent work. Wow.
Golden Age 2012 says it sounds like a VST for the most part.
Wow.
Gary Abbott says
Gary. Go on, Gary.
Yeah,
Go on, Gary.
It's called Gary. Can't believe it. It's just a one-word mic drop. KORGasm.
Good
on you, Gary.
That's good. Well played. Well played, Gaz.
This one's called Geff the Talking Mongoose, and he says no corners cut on quality. Really, a £2,000 synth in 2018 that has a 6-character segmented LED. There are calculators from 50 years ago with better displays, and the oscilloscope resolution is way too low to show anything more than general shapes.
Wowzers.
Weak. Again, someone who hasn't obviously clearly seen it in the flesh.
Maybe he doesn't have ears.
It's going to be hacked in 2 months. You'll be able to play Doom on it soon. So
Yeah, exactly. Maffa1619 says, "Meh, do a video about the Kawai MP11 SE," which is a piano. So he's probably he's not quite in the right place, is he?
No, and also it's a different brand altogether.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's fine.
Razzie Roars says it's a cheap buzzy sound. We'll just leave
right.
that there. Someone else says it sounds like a VA to me, virtual analog. This one's a good one. Q Plays says the design is ugly. Please hire some real designers.
wowzers. Tell you what,
Wow.
Straight to the point.
you need to go to the opticians, mate.
Yeah,
You need to get some new glasses.
This one is even better. Anders Lennart says, sorry, not impressed. My 15-year-old Triton Extreme blows this out of the water.
Right.
I have a Triton. You're wrong. Continue.
And this is the last one, which I quite liked as well. Nick Barrett said, you could just buy Fruity Loops Studio and a MIDI keyboard
There we go.
and replace it.
There we go.
And he's like head in the hands.
See, the thing is, if you leave a comment, Luke will find you.
I don't mind if it's a valid comment or if it's a criticism that we can address, but just random stuff that is just clearly ridiculous.
I know we don't do the whole, we shouldn't be attacking the listeners, but that's just gross stupidity, half of that. Sorry. That is utterly, there was a guy over in the show who walked up to me and one of the American demonstrators, and he walked up to me and said, I've heard the Prologue, it's not as good as the DeepMind 12. And I did what any good Englishman would do, was hit him on the shoulder with a slap, laughed and walked off. And it's like, there are perspectives. Some people like that more, I know, but my word, it's just ridiculous.
We did the Liverpool angle of the new KORG Hangout this week, didn't we?
Yes, we did, yeah.
How'd that go?
It was really good. Really well attended. Met some really cool people. And the Prologue.
Star of the show, wasn't it?
Always is.
Yeah.
Always
Steve
will be.
Levine was there.
He was.
Did a nice little Facebook Live thing with him, and
Yeah.
it was generally
It was all
very
right,
good.
wasn't it? It was all right. And shout out to Tony Longworth. So, hi. For those of you that we've got a disaster. The camera's fallen off.
Andy, can you just fix that?
Sorted out.
Look at this.
Look at this.
This is live.
This is live podcasting for you. That's probably why we didn't stick it on there last time.
Still recording.
So 5
minutes is concerning me, but okay.
Why?
I think that's counting down, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And then it starts again.
So Tony Longworth. So those of you who remember, way back in episode 1, we featured Tony Longworth because he's the guy that made the soundtrack for Six Pack Sam.
Ah, yeah.
So if you remember,
Yes.
Six Pack Sam is a film that's not out yet. It's due to come out this year. And the film soundtrack is made completely on KORG Gadget.
Wow.
Awesome.
And he just turned up and we got on really well. And he has his own podcast. So I'm going to give him a little plug now. My phone's just buzzed actually to say that his next episode is now available. So I'll listen to that,
Oh,
Tony,
brilliant.
when I'm on my
Good
way
timing.
home.
Good timing.
Um,
I mean, are we going to play the trailer to the film at the end?
yes, we're going to play
Yes.
the trailer for the
Awesome.
film with the
That's
Gadget
cool.
soundtrack at the end.
So you can have a listen and a watch if you're on YouTube.
Yes, that's Tony Longworth, and his podcast is Coffee Jelly Hour,
That's a great name.
and it's very funny.
Really like
Yeah, I
that.
listened to it
Very funny.
yesterday, actually.
And they
it's
like
good.
act out fan fiction. It's very funny.
Nice.
So that's worth checking out. So we'll hopefully get Tony on soon because he's going to come on and tell us about how he made his soundtrack. He's got another film in the works and really cool guy. So he's check out his podcast.
Good stuff.
So Prologue was the absolute star. We're in Dublin, of course. Again, it was great because what is really good is when we are doing these live events, artists just turn up. You know, it was really weird. Like Tony Longworth just turned up.
Yeah.
You know, like Steve Levine just turned up. And
Yeah,
like
very
last
cool.
week when we were in Dublin, an artist just turned up and he
Yeah.
went, "Can I just have a bit? Just have a do?" And
Have
so
a
we ended,
do.
so we ended up filming him with Luke, doing a bit of his demonstration to him, and he's like blowing his mind. And then he said, "Can I just have a play?" I went, "Yeah, sure, yeah."
So we just set him up with a couple of patches and he's
we
like...
filmed
away.
him for
Yeah.
half an hour
Yeah.
of him just being blown away and just playing, and it was immense.
And not
wasn't
just
it?
playing, but he was actually doing sound design and stuff
Yeah.
live, and it was just great.
So
yeah.
that's on that's Music Maker. So if you Google Music Maker on YouTube, you'll find it. The logo looks like two M's connected together. That should be live any day, so that's worth looking at. And he did the grand stage as well, which is
He did, yeah.
which was good.
Played
And he
some
loved
nice
that as well.
licks
He's
on
a
that.
big SV1 fan. He uses an SV1.
Yeah. Like the rest of the world, as we found out in the last podcast.
That was a lot of
Gig was-
SV1. I have
Yeah,
to
it
say.
was.
As a listener, it's like, my
something
word.
weird in the water going on at the minute with SV1.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great product, but everybody, there's a lot of love out there for SV1.
One.
So,
Shall we have a listen to Andy's...
hang on.
Oh,
Before
sorry.
we go
I'm
on,
disrupting the
the
schedule
the
here.
floor.
The floor.
The floor. Or the
We missed a product off the
Oh, yeah.
19.5.
0.5.
The reason why we missed it off is because they've all sold. So they've all gone.
But they'll be out in the dealers.
They'll be out
so,
in the dealers.
yeah.
So get onto your local dealer now. As you're hearing this, our Odyssey full size is back with a vengeance in very, very limited numbers.
Back in the game.
Our Odyssey Rev 1, Rev 2, Rev 3, but it's different this year. Why is it different? Well, it comes with an SQ1,
Yeah.
but it's not just an SQ. Well, it is just an SQ1, but it's got an ARP Odyssey skin on it.
Yeah, it's
limited
art
edition.
looks cool as
Comes
well.
for
Really nice.
free, and it's called the ARP Odyssey FSQ1.
Very good. I saw one in person when I was in California last week.
Yeah,
Did I
yeah.
ever mention I was
Yeah.
in California?
We didn't see one in Dublin.
Oh, okay. There was one
Yeah.
in California when it was
Right.
29 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rained
Wow.
last
okay.
year when I went.
Yeah, it didn't this year. You got all of that.
the way.
Did it look massive?
What,
Because
the SQ1?
No.
Or
the,
California?
California.
the
Yeah, it did.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
Aren't
from
they
the sky.
massive?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
couldn't get
yeah.
over how. I mean, I know it's full size, but you don't realise how big it is.
When you compare it to a
It's
normal...
weird.
Well, not normal, but the smaller Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's so much
and it was
bigger.
quite funny, really. Not funny. It's absolutely travesty. It's terrible. But there was a guy there at the. I think he was the drum tech for Jamiroquai at the Liverpool Hangouts, and he was saying that he missed out on the full size Odyssey last year, and he was like, "Beg, please, can I get one?" And it's like they've all gone. You know, these are the dealers that you can get them from, etc. So hopefully
you
he'll
can
get
find one
this time.
Hopefully.
So
But you
get
need to
on
be
it.
quick. You need to be quick.
Get on it. So that's that KR55 drum machine, which you heard in the back of that interview there. Sounds great. The new KORG Connect speaker. Volca Mix, of course.
Yeah, did you see the Volca Mix?
Yes.
In
Yeah.
action?
Yeah, all rigged up and going.
Yeah.
People are really into it.
Yeah.
People are really good. It's that we all know there are other mixers out there that do various different things.
There's one thing I love about it. Well, not one thing. There's loads of things I love about it. I love the form factor. I love the speakers. But I love how you can sync it with your Volcas. So when you press play on the Volca Mix, all your Volcas work.
Absolutely
It's
huge
great.
feature.
I mean,
That's what people are really into as well.
It's
Yeah.
great.
It just fits nicely with the rest of the range, and everyone was like, "That's cool. If I've got Volcas, I'll probably end up getting one." So yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
It's a winner.
Yeah, and
It
we'll
is.
do another in-depth session on Prologue, of course. We were going to do it today, but obviously we're a bit stuck for time.
Yeah.
Andy's still jet lagged. We didn't want him to
tire him out too much.
just because he's seen it all week. You know what I mean? He's, you know, he's
I'm still blasé about it now.
Yeah.
I am not getting bored of Prologue, I tell you. Just to touch back on that again, the whole thing of people being sort of critical about it, that will only be people who haven't seen it, because there were people coming up and asking me about it beforehand and saying things like, "Oh, it's a shame it's only got the one, blah blah blah," and you'd show them and literally like, "Look, I'm not going to bother with any specs. Just play this," and they sort of push you out the way.
There was a couple of dealers that went to the show, and they said they have never seen anything like it.
Yep.
They have never been so excited about a product of that ilk.
The multi-engine,
unbelievable.
To be able to add that to the other analog is just unbelievable.
And that's what a lot of people
good.
are missing, that point, because they're like comparing it to the Dave Smith Rev 2 or whatever, which is a great synth, but it's not the same. It's totally different instrument.
But people who were playing that, every single person was like, "I get it now. I absolutely I get it."
And again, on the comments, you see, "Oh, it doesn't sound that good," but you're not going to hear it through YouTube. You have to try it yourself because you're missing out. You don't hear it in person.
There are some people that would be hypercritical of anything like that normally would give me a hard time about anything.
Yeah.
And they were shaking at the end of playing it.
The thing is, we must say,
seriously, kind of like,
you've picked out about 10 comments there from about 50 million comments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I love it how it was like, video goes live, and then it's like, a few minutes go by, I've bought one, ordered, pre-ordered, done, sold.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just...
I just did that for a bit of fun, really, but that wasn't... The overwhelming response was very positive.
It's unbelievable, so everybody needs to check that out. We've got some more hangouts coming up. Do you know when the next one is?
The next one is next week, actually.
In
Brighton.
Yeah.
So that should be a good one.
Although by the time this is
Tuesday,
published, it may have been last Tuesday. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's like a whole time travel thing that's about to go into my head.
So obviously we're recording today on Thursday the 1st of February. So next Tuesday at...
6 o'clock till 9 o'clock.
Comedia
in Brighton.
In Brighton.
Yeah.
There you go. So everybody needs to get down to that.
Yeah, we'll both be there. Me and Lambskin, I guess.
Come and hang out with these two boys here. It's too far for me.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a drive.
It's a bit
from
of a
Bolton,
drive from
see if Caroline's
Manchester.
Yeah.
Did you say Manchester?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
So So what? Anyway, moving on. What's next?
Andy can play us the rest of his interview, I think.
You've got another interview.
Got another one. Yeah.
Who's this?
This is with Team Frank. Or
no, this is the guy called Frank.
This is Frank. Yeah, this is just Frank off the street. But okay, let's see if this works.
Couldn't find any
a good sign.
Here we go.
I found several, but I just ignored them.
Hi guys, this is Andy from the microKAST. I'm at the NAMM Show on day 3, and I'm here with someone called Frank. Obviously, you're one of the demonstrators here. What are you actually doing at the show for us?
So I'm a specialist. First of all, thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure.
So I'm a specialist for KORG USA. So I specialize in their arranger keyboards, the workstations, and their digital pianos.
Awesome. Okay, so how's the show going?
Going great so far. It's my first NAMM, so trying to just get my legs to keep up with my enthusiasm, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how did you get into doing this then?
So I went to college with my boss, Nick Kaoss.
Okay.
And we went to, I think, a party freshman year, and then we didn't talk for the rest of our time there.
Okay.
But he followed my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then I guess a spot opened up for a product specialist. And he contacted me through my channel and asked if I wanted to do some remote work for them.
Okay. Oh, nice.
I was like, absolutely, because I had just moved to Nashville. I didn't have a job, so it was very, the timing was just kind of
nice.
Strange.
Okay, so YouTube channel. What's this then? What do you do on this?
So I run 2 YouTube channels.
Okay.
I have a solo channel where I upload my original compositions, some piano covers, and then I have a main channel with my friend Zach Heidi.
Okay.
He's the guy I live with in Nashville right now. He also went to Hart with me, the college. And we do piano duets in costumes.
Right, okay.
So we do covers of video games, and then we'll do some wacky little skit intros and stuff.
Amazing.
And we've managed to garner like 200,000 people to watch us.
Wow.
So we don't really know why they watch, but we just keep doing what we're doing.
Oh man, so you do computer games covers?
Yes, yeah, computer games covers.
Right, so I don't know if you know, but in the microKAST that we do, we sometimes veer off. We talk about games, we talk about films and all sorts, and we've been looking for a new competition. Okay. I could try and explain it to you, but we did this thing called the baby name game.
Okay.
it would take a long time, and people that know this will be thinking, "Oh my word, what are you talking about?" But maybe we could do something where you do a little duet, send it across to us, and whoever gets it first, gets the title of it.
Yeah, I think
we're all
that'd be
kind of nerds. Adam's definitely the biggest nerd, and he's not here. But
you were saying that. Yeah,
he'll agree that. So, but we could maybe do that if you like.
I'd love that.
We could play some music off, and then anything you want. So we could have a new Frank section on every.
Yeah, it's a good name too.
The Frank section.
Yeah, work in progress.
So that's amazing. So you say you do some composition stuff, some original stuff as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So YouTube's kind of like my part-time job, and then mainly a film composer and game composer.
Great.
Aspiring, I guess you could say. I've done some small games, some local releases.
Sure.
It's a tough industry to really crack into. So just trying to say yes to as much as I can. You know, and
build it up.
For sure.
And do you use the KORG gear at home? Is that your thing? Or
I do. Yeah. I use a lot of VSTs and Logic.
Yeah. Sure.
But I do use the KORG Kronos and the Minilog. I just did a game last year where I used the Minilog and the Vocal and FM.
Nice.
And
okay.
I think a sound in the Kronos.
Right.
Yeah, it was a small game called Orbital Defense.
Amazing. So essentially, your job is writing music, playing music on YouTube, and demonstrating for KORG.
Yeah, it sucks, doesn't it?
So, I'm sorry, it's horrible for
someone's
you.
got to do it.
Yeah, man, okay, well, it's tough life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it, really. I think I appreciate your time. It's great. It's lovely to meet you guys, and we'll see you on the other side of the pond.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me again.
Frank, you're a legend.
See?
I'm loving that.
So good.
It's so cool, right? Yeah.
So is he sending us something then?
Yeah, we're going not for this episode, but every episode from
the
now
Frank
on, we're going to have
section.
the Frank section.
That is
right?
amazing.
Yeah.
But it was great.
Frank, tell you what, thank you for that.
That kind of came about. I was sitting there and sort of introduced myself, started talking. He started telling me about what you did, and just said, "Look, you've got to stop talking now. I'll be back in a second." And it's like, right, let's do that
so
again.
there's this guy called Adam.
Yeah,
I know exactly
you got
what
it.
he's done,
You got it. So, but yeah, no, good, nice guy, and really good demonstrator as well. Nice
So
player.
next month then, the Frank section is happening.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, and this is 1 point for the win. So there's no
messing about.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
This is literally
So
straight up league.
So what's he going to provide then? He's going to provide us with a
YouTube clip,
right,
playing something, and whoever gets the title of the game that he's covering first
tell you what,
gets the
Luke,
point.
you're going to be annihilated, mate. Sorry.
I think I am. Yeah.
I realised when I was kind of setting this up, this is a game for Adam, basically, isn't it? This is like, this could change into, if you get it within the first 5 seconds, you get 3 points. Actually, that could
I think
work.
I'm going to be the new Gary of this game.
Luke's died out. Luke's not even in it. But yeah, so there we go. That was
Excellent.
That was Frank.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for that, Frank. Top man.
Good times.
I've got an apology to make.
Ooh.
Last month in episode 19, I said about the Nintendo Switch, obviously, as I do most episodes.
It's funny because you never normally mention that. So.
Well, I said in the episode that I just went out and bought one because they were, I didn't actually go out and buy one.
Oh, right, okay.
I got one for my birthday off my girlfriend Lorna.
Oh no, you got caught out.
I got caught out.
And she listened to the mic as you were
she
like...
went, yeah, you didn't actually buy it, did you? I bought it, yeah. Because she's a top girlfriend.
She must be.
Well,
I couldn't get better than that.
Absolutely.
Getting a Switch as a present, does it?
So I apologise. And I am sorry.
I wondered why you were shaking.
Yeah. Anyway.
The fear.
So there we go. So what's next?
Very good. Shall we have a brew and then we can do some other things like Kronology? And
let's do it.
Brew time.
Stuff.
Brew time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome back. Part 2. We've got a brew. We have discovered though we're not sure if the video's working. So
if it is, bonus.
If it is, great. If it's not, never mind. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
So right, what we on next?
Should we do some chronology?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go there.
Right then, I can kind of guess what we're doing because I can see, a whole family in front of me.
Yes.
So what
You
year?
guessed
1999.
99.
Right, there we go. Right. That was good acting, that one, because I know it's exactly 1999 because I've got it all there on my computer.
You're ready to rumble. Yeah. Okay, so it's the KORG Kaoss Pad.
Yes.
For 1999. When it launched, it was £249.
Steal.
There we go.
Which was very reasonable. But it was quite a good year for KORG that year, because at the same time we also launched some other iconic brands within KORG, including the Electrobes,
Nice.
the Triton,
Yeah.
and the Oasis modelling technology, and that was a PCI card at the time.
Wow.
So that must have been
It's a serious year.
quite a NAMM show,
Yeah.
that one. So also in that year we saw the Access Virus B, Akai S5000 sampler, EMU Proteus 2000, great module,
Yep.
Kurzweil K2600, Native Instruments Reactor. So you'll notice that now we're starting to get some software synths coming in as well.
Yeah.
We've not really seen that so much before, had we? We've got the Roland XP30, JV1010 module, and the EG101. Do you remember
I
that?
do remember that.
That was such a strange product, wasn't
Blue.
it?
It was had a load of breakbeat. Was it breakbeat?
Yeah,
that
and
was
had a
in at the
little
time.
sampler in it. And
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
It was weird.
Yeah.
I could sell one.
Yeah, you could sell anything. mate.
But no, like when, if you're not into that kind of, because obviously I was brought up selling pianos and portable keyboards and that kind of stuff. So for me, it was dead easy to sell because it was just, here's what you do, this is what you play a few.
Because you sort of played back samples on different keys.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff
was
like that, didn't
really,
you?
it was so bright
but it
blue.
looked really strange as well.
It didn't look wicked.
It was like an upright thing.
Yeah,
MS-20.
it was. MS-20 with speakers
in it, yeah. Anyway, there's also the Waldorf Q, the Yamaha CS2X little synth, and CS6X, and RM1X, which was like a groove box type thing. So yeah, some nice products coming out that year. So the Kaoss Pad that we're talking about, so this technology was born out actually of the Z1, if you remember that product, because it had a little touchpad on it, an XY pad.
Yep.
So KORG basically took that concept and put it into a standalone kind of box. So the Z1 was 2 years earlier, so they utilised the touchpad as an interface to manipulate sounds in brand new ways. So everything really is centred around the pad in the middle. It's a 4" by 3" illuminated pad in the middle of the unit. It's got 60 built-in effects, including filters, phasers, flangers, delays, reverbs, auto panners, ring modulators. So basically what happens is the incoming audio signal, whatever you've plugged into it. So for today, I'm going to show you a couple of things. I've got my phone going through it. But it could be anything, obviously, a pair of decks or your phone, or a keyboard or any kind of incoming signal. It can be passed through and then manipulated live by using the pads. So connections-wise at the back, you've got stereo phono outputs. You've also got phono ins with a ground terminal, so you can put a pair of decks into it. Deck into it. You've got a mic input on a jack, and you've got also just normal line inputs as well, which we're using today. It's also got MIDI out because it's a great MIDI controller as well.
Great.
So it was a kind of a brand new interface for the studio as well. And it also has a direct send switch, so you can decide whether it's a send effect or whether it's just a kind of direct effects unit. It also has a headphone out as well on mini jack. So on the top of the unit, there's an input control, so that's basically the level coming in. And then there's a selector switch on the right, which decides which program, which of the 60 effects you're going to use. And there's also a hold button, so you can take the effects and hold it. And then you can also record on it because it's got a little sampler built in.
That's right.
So even back then, it had a 5-second sample memory. So that's what programs 51 to 60 were for. So it had built-in sampler, so you can apply different effects on the pad once you've captured the loop. So you capture the loop, and then it does different effects like pitch shifting or looping or whatever. So as I said, it also made a great MIDI controller because you've got the XY pad. So it transmits MIDI on the X-axis and the Y-axis and the diagonal axis as well. So, and the buttons also transmit MIDI as well. So you can change it that way.
Nice.
So let's have a little listen, shall we?
It also had, if I remember rightly, correct me if I'm wrong, it had with it some overlays for that screen.
Did it? I didn't even know.
Ian's just walked it. I'm sure it
He's
did.
shaking his head.
I'm going to Google it. You do what you do.
Let's just have a
telling
listen.
You now it did.
I'm just going to play some music through
It's
it.
got the screen protector on there.
Yeah.
That was it.
Was it the new mic mixer? Because it was in a new mic mixer, wasn't it? Later.
Yeah, we worked for
Was it
KORG
not
then,
that?
Yeah, that
No, it had the
different
Kaoss Pad built in it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
There is another really interesting, funny story.
Ian's
about
just
this.
walked in. Everybody.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Get on the
Couldn't
mic here.
resist.
Get on the mic.
So, a
Here
few
he
years
is.
ago, we had a guy working for us called Troy.
Oh, yeah.
And he was really into his DJing and his speed garage and all that sort of thing because it was of that era.
And he was called Troy.
He was called Troy, yeah. He lives in Australia now.
Oh, there we go.
I think I might have just blown the NAMM revenues
Oops.
lead. So anyway, we're at this show in Glasgow, and unbeknown to Troy, he wasn't really up to current events. He was in this total musical world, and the First Minister of Scotland decided to make an appearance. And he's sort of looking round saying, "Oh, I won't do the accent because I'm not really good at that. I'll leave that to
Adam can do
To
it.
me,
Yeah.
Not
So he said, "So what's this here?" And Troy just said, "Oh, you just move the record like this, and you put your finger in there, and you bug
Sounds
around
like
a little
Andy.
bit like this." And it was like, and it's because he was probably a little bit more an older visitor that
Yeah.
Troy didn't really want to bamboozle him with technology. And he went, "Oh, it's really interesting," and all that sort of
That's a
stuff.
good accent.
I did the
Yeah.
accent then.
Yeah.
So anyway.
From
The
Bolton.
guy walks up and Troy said, "Who is that stupid old git?" And we said, "Oh, that was the First Minister of Scotland." And he was like, "Oh, right, okay. Maybe I should have given him a bit more of a better demo." But yeah,
I'm sure he
it's
loved
just
it
so
anyway.
funny.
Yeah.
Was it the KP2 that had
It
an
was a
overlay?
KP2. They all have an overlay. It's a
No,
screen
but no, I
protector.
mean they had the thing that it was like a little plastic sheet, square, with different like patterns on it, and you put it on it.
there was.
What am I thinking of then?
That one has got an overlay on it, as you can see. It's
Yeah.
but the other one had a different pattern on it. It had more of a sort of dotted circular thing.
Yeah, and it said
Oh.
KP2 on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
We're going to go look at that in a minute.
I
Anyway.
think you're thinking
Right,
of
okay.
Speak and
ones.
Spell, maybe. Yeah.
Speak and spell. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a listen to some of
Let's
these
do it.
effects.
Anyway,
Cool,
sorry
let's do
about
it.
that.
That's it. Thanks, Ian. It's good. So here we go.
Yeah, I like that little story about Troy. That's so
Yeah. Classic.
typically him.
Classic Troy.
Okay, so here's some music. I'm just playing it through from my phone. So I've got the Kaoss Pad in front of me. See you later, Ian.
See, mate.
So I've got it on the first effect, which is basically a filter, so I can just filter it down. Filter it up again. I can hold it, of course, so if I press hold, it'll hold it wherever I leave it.
Yeah.
And then I've got my 6 favourites still on top here, so I can bring in different effects. Got all sorts of different effects in there.
I like that one.
But then, what you can also do is, like I said, you can sample. So if I go into, it tells me here what the numbers are. So 51 to 60 are samples. So
Live
let's go
sampling.
51.
Here we go.
So if all I did to do is press on and then on again, and it will sample for me. Maybe I'll wait till the drums kick in. If they do.
Such a good track.
Here we go. So now if I want to sample a loop, go. So now I've captured that loop. And I could overdub that, or I can just stop the track, which I'll do. So I'm going to stop the track, but I've got the loop still in the Kaoss Pad,
For the time.
and you can do all that kind of stop-start glitchy stuff.
So if
So-
you move your finger all the way to the right hand side of the pad, I'm sure you get the whole.
The whole thing. And then as I go left, it'll start shortening it until eventually.
It's all Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it did sound like the Matrix. Great. But if you think back to this time and that interface, the really
It's from the Matrix.
So if you think back to that time, there wasn't really anything like these. It was pretty revolutionary.
I remember at the time.
Do you remember
'cause we
having
used
it
to
in
do
shops?
1210s and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yep.
Stanton Straight 50s and all that stuff.
And
And it was just the product.
Yeah.
Everybody had your decks, you bought a mixer, and if you've got the money, you buy
Get
a
a
Kaoss Pad.
Yeah.
It was just, that's what you did.
Yeah. So that was in 1999, as we heard. Then in 2002, a few years later, we saw the KP2, which is the one you were just talking about. So that was £285. So that had a revamped look. It was a lot better build quality, I think. Expanded the phrase sampler up to 12 seconds. It had 100 programs instead of 60. And it also had some sounds in there. So this one's got no sounds in it at all. It's just effects.
Yeah.
Whereas then it started going down the route of, let's add a few sounds. So it has like synth sounds, drum sounds, some of which were taken from the original Electribes, which were obviously launched in 99. As I said, it was a bit more kind of ruggedly built. They moved the mic input to the front, make it a bit more easily accessible. Added an effects depth knob, which is quite good because then you could cross-fade between your wet and dry signal, which you can't do on this one. It's literally the effects on or off. Had a MIDI in, so you could take a clock from somewhere else, and it had BPM-based effects as well.
Okay.
So which you don't have here. So when you're doing all this glitchy thing, it's quite random because you've got no kind of clock to that's based on.
Yeah.
You also had pad motion, which meant you can record the motion of the pad, which is some of the late cab sites.
Yeah, because you run your finger on it and then you press, and then it would show the colour of your. Yeah, I remember that. That was the
KP2. That is it.
That's right.
Then
that had an overlay. I'm telling you now, it had an overlay.
We'll take your word for it.
I'll tell you, it did.
2007, 5 years later, the KP3. £315. So that would change the look quite dramatically. It actually looks like the KP3 Plus now.
Yes, that's right.
It's got an 8x8 matrix of red LEDs, 4 sample buttons underneath. You can and you can save your samples on this one. So you save it to SD card. 128 programs, some more different effects, and also had USB with editor software as well. So you could edit your sounds, save your favourites, and also back up your samples via the software. Then in 2013, the KP3 Plus, which was very much a rolling change of the KP3, so that added more programs, bringing it up to 150, and it also improved some of the existing effects as well, so there are 42 new or improved effects. So that's where we are at the moment with the Kaoss Pad, but of course there's a whole family of these things. As you can, for those of you on the video, they're on the table, so I'm going to get Andy to as I go through these, he can model them.
I went early, so
you went a bit early there, yeah. So what else we got? So we got. I haven't got this one actually. The KPE1 Entrancer. Remember that one?
I don't remember that one, but I want one because that's.
That sounds great, doesn't it?
fetch me the Entrancer.
Yeah, that was actually an audio-visual processor. So you fed video into it, and as well as manipulating the audio, you manipulate the video at the same time.
VJing, isn't it?
Yeah. $599 it cost, so it's quite pricey.
I remember the Kaoss Pad and the KP2, and I remember it being in that new Mark DJ mixer, and it was a red mixer with it in the middle of it, because obviously it caught on so well.
Yeah.
You know, there were people advertising that the KORG Kaoss Pad was in their product,
which is we'll come on to a bit further in a minute. Actually, Mini KP, that was in 2007. So that's this one.
Go on, Andy, do your bit.
So it's red. It's like a mini Kaoss Pad basically, and it was only about just over 100.
I'll clean it.
Yeah, you just found it in the skip. So there's also Mini KP2. Sorry, not Mini KP. Mini KP. No, what is it? I'm getting mixed up now. A Kaossilator. In 2007, which is the same form factor. So that, but the thing is with a Kaossilator, it's a totally different thing than a Kaoss Pad because it's got sounds in it. Yeah. So it's basically a mini synth. And he's doing a brilliant job.
That's fantastic, Andy.
Modelling.
Thank you.
Even though we're not sure the video's working.
Yeah.
Could be all
hopefully it will.
Yeah.
We've also got the KP Quad, which is the one next to it. So this was in 2011. It cost £275 at the time.
Steel.
This was great actually because you could simultaneously use 4 effects and then stack them on and bring them in and out live. It didn't have any of the sampling on it like the other ones had.
The price though for that is unreal. I
think.
It
sounds great actually. Yeah. Then you had the Mini KP2, which is like that one, or like the one he's holding up.
Yeah. Imagine that in red,
but it was red. So this was a mini version again of the Kaoss Pad. That came out in 2012, and then there's the 2S, which is the current model, which came out in 2014. That added extra sampling to it. And then we had the Kaossilator, like I said, so that was in 2007. Then you had the Kaossilator Pro in 2010, £350. Same form factor as the current KP3 Plus. And then you had the Pro Plus, great name, in 2013. And then the Kaossilator 2, this one, came out in 2012, and then there was the 2S, which is the new the new one of that. And you're just picking up everything now. So hardware-wise, that's what all of the Kaoss Pads. So the current range includes the K-Oscillator Pro Plus, the KP3 Plus, the Mini KP2S, and the K-Oscillator 2S. So there's 4 models currently. But it doesn't end there.
Nope.
So there's the iOS IK Oscillator,
yeah,
which is amazing.
Awesome, yeah.
That's available for iPad and iPhone. And also, it's the only app currently we have available on Android as well. So there's a K Oscillator for Android. I don't know if you remember a few episodes back, Ian was showing us that, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which sounded great.
That was one of the early ones, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Takes me back, that.
Yeah, he was doing some nice bossa novas for us.
Yeah,
if
he
you
was,
remember.
yeah.
And going back to what you were saying about other manufacturers incorporating this technology into their own gear, Ibanez have actually made guitars with Mini KP2Ss built into it.
Because of Muse.
Yeah, Mr. Bellamy.
That's what he did, didn't it?
So there's the RGK P6 and the SRK P4, which is the bass version. So it actually has it built into the case. So
Very
it's
cool.
So amazing. So some famous artists, Beardy Man, he's got about 10 Kaoss Pads, which you use together. Matt Bellamy, we just said, from Muse, probably most famously using it with a guitar, because he's had his custom-made guitar with a Kaoss Pad. I think it's a KP2 he had in his.
It was originally.
Yeah. Brian Eno has used them. John Hopkins, Lily Allen has used the original K-Oscillator and Kaoss Mini KP. Pet Shop Boys have used it, and Radiohead, and countless DJs obviously over the years. So yeah, that's the Kaoss Pad story.
And now Pete Shaw, because of course, well, don't forget.
Oh yeah,
in the operating system for version 2 for PA4X, and of course the new PA700 and the PA1000, it's got a Kaoss Pad built in it, because it's got the world's greatest touchscreen of any keyboard product on the planet. You've got a fully functioning Kaoss Pad that you use on the actual screen of the instrument.
And I've just remembered another one, the KORG M3.
Of course,
had it on as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's just
it's an awesome product
being
that
reinvented.
It keeps getting reinvented.
And
in
it's
so many
because of
ways.
the rise of iPhones and touchscreen devices. It's kind of adapted itself well into that world as well, because it's perfect.
You know, if you say to somebody, "Well, look, there's a home keyboard here." And it's going to have a Kaoss Pad on it. You go, right? Well, why is it?
Yeah.
But it's used so well because obviously you can use it like a K-Oscillator. We can put arpeggios and all that kind of thing. But you can do something where you start a style, so you get the style playing, and you've got all the drums and the guitars and the bass and the strings and all that stuff playing. And then the further over to the left you go, all instruments drop out.
Yep.
Further to the right you go, more instruments join in. But then if you go up and down, it changes the drum kit that's playing within that style. It's just it's really clever.
It's great.
So it's really usable for that market.
It's amazing how you can adapt it.
Again.
Adapt it to
so
different
clever.
uses.
Well, I don't know if you guys know, but I took the K-Oscillator down to a kind of a local school, and I did
that's right, yeah.
And so we had like 120 5 to 7 year olds. All got to play on this K-Oscillator and just see their music for the first time.
25 to 7 year olds.
Hang on.
So
no, 120. 5 to 7 year olds throughout
5/7
throughout about 4 hours all got to come and play on this along with some other stuff. But
we should do more of that.
We really should, because it's, you know,
that's how I started playing. Some music shop came to my school and said, "Oh, do you want to play? We'll teach you."
Really, that's
did a bit of a concert, bit of a performance, got hands on and all that, and it was like,
you're inspired.
Dad, I want to learn.
The best thing about that day, there were 3 or 4 kids who you saw that kind of that moment of, oh, they've just got something.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that you said, right, go and sit down. They completely ignored you and carried on playing. And it's like, okay, let's just marinate on this for a second. It's really good to see.
Awesome.
And I also had the Kronos and
did
Luke's Pirates of the Caribbean demo and pretended it was mine. So
you got your miming skills up.
Yeah. None taken. Yeah.
So there we go. 1999. So.
What's next? Oh,
what else happened in 1999?
Oh, let's find out.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hang on.
1999.
Now, if you just put your finger on the left, like I did before with the Matrix. 1999 was the year of Matrix.
Oh, of course it was.
Oh man, that's the best segue ever.
Call it. That's the end of it. That's perfect. Finish there.
So what happened in 1999? We had let's have a look. Let's have a look. Top films of the year: Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2. The sequel to Austin Powers.
Austin
Family
Powers
Show.
2.
I won't say what it's
The
called.
actual
Oh yeah.
name.
Okay.
The Matrix
The Spy Who-
and Tarzan. Other films.
Tarzan, which one?
It was the Disney one.
Oh yeah.
Other films that year. Fight Club.
Good
Eyes
film.
Wide Shut, of course, with Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. What else have we got? What else have we got in 1999?
I'm not sure it matters after The Matrix. That's
No, it
just one of the
doesn't, yeah.
best films I've ever seen at the
It's
cinema.
fantastic.
It's unreal.
At the time as well, it was just
mind
visually,
blown.
Yeah.
It was also
And
a bit
sonically.
of a. It was a good year for TV as well. I'm going to turn this way because we've got The Sopranos came out that year.
Yeah.
The West Wing,
Yep, that's a good show.
and then obviously there was the Law and Order spin-off SVU. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is what we were all
Was
watching.
it really?
It's Christian. He was doing his bit with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Became a television juggernaut, as it says in this article.
It
Wow.
here.
was because it went global, didn't it?
And then in
Bit like
the animated world, we had Family Guy.
Wow, that was
Really?
1999.
No.
And we had SpongeBob.
I can't
No
believe
way.
Family Guy is that old.
1999. So that's how old it was. I mean, I don't know whether it came out in America and it took a while to catch. I don't
10
know.
years to come across.
Because obviously 1999 Simpsons was king, obviously,
Yeah.
and so there was still there. Other films, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace,
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
along with Jar Jar Binks.
I think we're going to talk about Star Wars a bit later on.
We're not.
We
not
are.
on this podcast.
Yes, we are.
And then the first Pokemon movie came out. American Pie, The Mummy. Love that film.
How'd you get Pikachu on a bus?
You push him on. Pokemon. I tried to be clever there. She's All That, and a little film called Fight Club, which we can't talk about.
But it's good.
And then obviously music. What music do you think was was up there in 1999? Come on, have a guess.
I need it to be sort of kind of trancey stuff because that was when all the
Right, well,
all the- but-
1999, there was
Okay.
one thing typed in on Google more than anything else, and it was about a particular girl
Was it
that
What
released
is
a
Google?
song. It was Britney Spears
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
and Baby One More Time.
Yeah.
Right.
There was Mambo Number 5.
Oh,
There was Blue.
right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Spice Girls were still going quite well.
I Want It That Way, Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay.
Eminem released Slim Shady.
The real one or the?
Yeah, Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca. Juggernaut of a year, really. Juggernaut.
I mean, there's nothing that you've said so far that I would choose to listen to. If I'm
Yeah,
honest,
I mean,
that's
this is.
fine.
Don't
But-
forget, this is in popular culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was never popular. So.
Not the underground scene like you.
Not the
the bedroom alone scene.
the grime.
I wish I had friends.
Andy's into.
you wanna go out with me?
1999. So, what toys did we have in 1999? It was Pokemon cards. Everybody wanted Pokemon
Pokemon,
cards.
yeah.
Pokemon and
Pokemon
Pokemon
cards.
Gold and Silver was released for Game Boy.
How'd you get Pikachu off of us?
And we've also got Furbies, the little finger skateboards. If you
Oh
remember
yeah.
them.
Yeah. Never got that.
Never heard of it.
And obviously, the greatest game of all time was the release of the Snake on Nokia mobile
No
phone.
way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's the
it was-
greatest.
well, no.
Probably one of the most played,
Yeah,
though.
definitely.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, the Prisoner of Azkaban book came out. So it all happened in 1999.
You've not done computer games yet.
No,
You're
I'm
moving
getting
on to
there.
it.
I
Okay.
haven't finished yet.
Okay.
I haven't finished there.
I apologise.
I haven't finished there because it
Okay.
was also.
Phew.
Let's just go through this. It was the minimum wage came out that year.
Oh, good year.
Euro was created.
Right. Okay.
Started off first couple of years as a virtual currency, and then went actual
Like Bitcoin.
into physical currency in 2002. USA SpongeBob premieres. We know about that. That's all bad. It's all bad stuff, isn't it? A lot of this. I don't know. Ugh. Millennium Dome opened.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fine
Everyone
dome.
was frightened of the Millennium Bug.
Oh yeah.
of course.
Remember them
yeah.
adverts?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
Be aware, 1999, when the clocks reset
The
and
end of the
everything
world.
crashes.
Yeah.
That never happened.
No.
Walmart
Shocker.
continued its worldwide push for world domination by buying Asda.
Mm.
Barbie doll turned 40.
Right.
So yeah, it all happened in.
Looks good for her age.
She does. Looks incredibly well. Internet Explorer version 5 was released.
Oh, that's a good one. That is. I'll write that down and come back to that.
Everybody.
Wow.
MySpace was officially introduced.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, really?
That is interesting.
And
came and went.
Bluetooth was released as well.
Release
so-
the Bluetooth.
Release the tooth of blue. So that's that. And do you remember the story about where Bluetooth came from? We did this on a podcast, I'm sure we did. Or did we just talk about this?
I can't remember.
No, I
actually.
can't remember.
Who was it with? I can't remember who.
I think you've told me about it.
Yeah,
before.
it came from the second king of Denmark, King Harald Bluetooth, who was famous for uniting Scandinavia, as we intended to unite the PC and cellular industries with a short-range wireless link.
Right.
So that's why.
And he
it's
just didn't
called-
like Wi-Fi.
And it brings
No, he was against
brings
that.
people together.
All right.
King Harald Bluetooth.
What was his? Was that his actual name?
Hmm?
Was Bluetooth his actual surname?
Yeah, yeah.
Then was that right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Bluetooth.
And the little logo, Bluetooth logo, was his
Was it his crest or
emblem,
something?
the crest or whatever it is,
Wow.
I believe. So anyway, yeah. So there you go. So that's
Fun
1999.
facts.
But fun fact, video game. Before we do that,
Yeah.
a lot of things happening in the video game industry in 1999. It was the release of the Sega Dreamcast.
Ah.
Uh,
Have you got like a
it-
flop sound effect?
It made like a slight ripple. That one.
It was not, it was 128-bit video game system, the most advanced system to date, featuring full-color 3D graphics and an interesting bit, and a Yamaha 32-bit digital sound processor capable of producing 64 channels of dynamic sound and 3D audio support. Includes control deck and a controller. Came out. It was the hot toy of Christmas.
So they're obviously carrying on with it.
$199.
Oh, that's
So it's a cracking
really,
price
yeah.
point. It didn't obviously do so well. The year it was also the year that PlayStation 2 was announced, so that
killed it.
probably tells you why.
The
It's
Sony
interesting they kept their relationship with Yamaha then, because they had that in the Mega Drive.
Of course, yeah.
The Yamaha chip, different chip, but
And then, of course, 1999, there was the rumours of Project Dolphin. For those of you that remember that, it was the Nintendo's new system which had CD capability, called the GameCube, which eventually was released in 2000.
Rogue Squadron,
Absolutely.
great game.
Rogue Squadron 2.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, first one was on N64, mate. So yeah, so
Apologies.
it was all exciting. There was, obviously, if you think back to games that were out then, Quake 3 Arena, Gran Turismo 2, Donkey Kong 64,
Great game.
Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation, which
Great game.
wasn't great, Gabriel Knight 3, Blood of the
Great
Damned,
game.
Great
probably
game.
the greatest game of all time.
Definitely.
Medal of Honor.
Great game.
Great game.
I'm just trying to Pharaoh. I used to love that game. That's a great
Never
game.
heard of it.
Sonic Adventures. It
Great
was a
game.
PC
Never heard of Sonic.
thing. Age of Empires 2, Resident Evil 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater,
That's good.
Tony Horgan,
uh,
pro skater.
yeah, that's it. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, Rogue Spear, NFL 2000, Legacy of Kain, Siphon Filter, great game. So it all happened.
Some
in
good stuff there,
1999.
It was a hell of a year actually.
It was, and Super Smash Brothers. So yeah, it was Silent Hill.
Oh yes,
Great
that was
game.
good.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
3000. So yeah, anyway, there we go. The year of the 5th gen in computer games was 1999.
There we go. Look at that.
So
That's good.
obviously next month, this is the time now where we normally play Gary.
Oh yeah,
But
of course.
obviously we've got new things in the pipeline. I've got a new game coming. There's a World Cup game coming.
There is.
Just you
Yes,
wait
yes.
for
Can't wait
World
for
Cup.
that.
As soon as
gonna
that theme is out there and we have the theme, then I'm going to do the game for that.
Cool.
And then obviously we've got the Frank
The
section
Frank section
for
With-
next
yeah,
month. So I
very
look forward
exciting.
to that.
Yeah.
And that's it for 1999.
It
So
is.
what else have we got to talk
Well,
about?
I've we said about Star Wars before, and I just wanted to play you a little bit of music.
Now I'm going to drop you in it a bit here, Andy.
Oh,
Because you said before that you spoke to John McCubbery about the
new
about
Star
the
Wars film.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, not face to face.
Oh, I don't actually think you spoke to him about it at all because he's just emailed me.
has he?
And he was just saying about, basically, he was ringing me to tell me off for saying the KR33 and not the KR55.
We
and I
did
do
correct
apologise.
that though.
But the problem with that is, I've sold pianos for 20 years, and the KR33 is a really famous, terrible Roland piano called the KR33.
with rhythms on it. Yeah.
And obviously, late at night, it was in Dublin. I got all excited.
As you do.
As you do.
So
So,
did
yeah.
he mention Star Wars? Then?
He did.
Oh, okay.
So, here we go.
This is the section where I end up losing my
Just
job.
listen to 9.5.
Hopefully not.
microKAST, and I saw Andy, but no one asked to defend The Last Jedi, and I am ready to do so whenever asked. So,
Okay.
and then he's just said about me saying
Well-
the KR33. If I have other comments, I'll send them through. Kind regards,
Nice.
John. So thanks, John. I mean, that just goes to show. I mean, how amazing is that?
That is cool.
You know,
Yeah.
Vice President of
Always listening.
of KORG in the world
Well,
listens to this show.
I got called out on Facebook by John saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Basically, it was a great film. And it was like, oh,
I
man,
can see that.
I've been busted. So that's when I deleted my Facebook account and went rogue, basically.
So you find Andy on
Swim
the
on
dark
it.
web.
He went back underground.
And I have to say, in the States, when John shook my hand, it was quite a serious shake. Like I was kind of like the hand hurt after a while. So it's like, oh,
So
dear,
that's
I've-
why you didn't get an interview, because he wouldn't
so
talk
I was
to you anymore.
terrified. I was absolutely
Yeah.
terrified of the handshake. Yeah.
So there you
Well,
go.
I've got a few thoughts on the
At least Caroline can replace me.
on the Last Jedi, but I thought I'd put it forward in a kind of musical form.
Go on then.
Okay.
So I do want to do a comparison between Empire Strikes Back, which is my favourite.
I already know what's coming.
Do you?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
I'm going to do it anyway, though.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
Deliver this.
So my favourite film of all time, not just Star Wars film, is Empire, and this is my kind of the way I feel about it. It sounds like this.
Still the best soundtrack of all time.
Yeah.
The ending of the Return Empire Strikes Back.
No question.
Yeah.
So you get the idea. So this is what I think of The Last Jedi in comparison.
Did you see the story of when those two kids went outside John Williams' house?
I did
and
see
they
that.
played and he
There's a
came
video.
out, didn't
There's
he?
a video on YouTube,
That's
yeah.
great.
Fantastic.
That's superb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they played slightly better than that.
The only thing I'd say, I don't want to go deep because I know you two didn't like it, and I thought it was all right. I think my cinema experience was slightly not tarnished, but I think my view was tarnished
Were you
because
drunk?
I did some no. I did something I've never done before.
Right.
You guys rang me and went, nah, we're all going to watch The Last Jedi without you,
Quote.
which is pretty cruel anyway.
It's pretty harsh, yeah.
And I was on my way home and I rang my girlfriend Lorna and I said, look, they're all going to watch it tonight. I really want to see it, you know. Do you mind if I just, because I was delayed coming home, I said, can I just pull off here and, you know, go and watch it now? She said, yeah, go and do it. So anyway, I watched a film in the cinema on my own, and I've never done that before.
Right.
And I also went into it not knowing anything and not having anything spoiled. So I just got to sit there and enjoy it.
Well, you
There
did
are
have
things
something
I didn't
spoiled, though.
like, you know. However, I'm going to put something to you. Empire Strikes Back. One of the greatest films of all time, if not the greatest film of
Yeah.
all time. Definitely the greatest soundtrack of all time.
Yeah.
So cast your mind back, Andy, right? Imagine tomorrow we're going to this film, me and you and Luke. We're going to watch this new film that's coming out to the greatest film, sequel to the greatest film of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called The Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this film, The
Yeah,
Return
it sounds,
of the Jedi.
sounds really good, yeah.
So we're sat there, we're waiting for it to start, and we go, oh my God, I can't wait to see, like, there's this character, Boba Fett, it's just the coolest character I've ever seen. He was great in Empire Strikes Back. Oh, what are they going to do with him in this film?
Yeah.
And he gets shot in 5 seconds by a blind Han Solo.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the outrage there would
Yeah.
be today?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just putting that to you.
Okay.
So,
Sorry, what's your point?
I
Here's
think
mine.
it got a bit of
Immaculate editing there, so well done. I just...
I'm going to get John McCubbery on the next episode, backing me
I
up
think you
here.
need someone in
Yeah,
your corner.
where,
isn't
No,
there?
I
Yeah.
think you're just having a bit of a whinge and you just wanted it to be like The Empire Strikes Back and it wasn't.
Not at all.
no,
No.
definitely not.
I didn't want it to be like that.
no.
I wanted
So
it
there
to be
we
good,
go.
though.
If the director had 100 balls in his hand,
Yep.
he dropped them all, frankly.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
What's happening?
Anyway, have we got anything to talk about KORG?
I don't think we're done with Star Wars.
Welcome back to the microKAST
Sorry.
podcast. This
Yeah.
is Star Wars Hour.
Sorry,
There
John.
was no spoilers in that anyway, so
No,
at least.
no, that was the film.
Yeah. yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we should probably be winding up actually.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Have we got any downloads? Do we know? Should we
well, the
just
thing
check?
is, we kind of did.
We did Gear Goggles before,
last
didn't we?
week.
Yeah.
Just to cover that, SV1 everywhere.
Yeah, SV1. Everyone's using an
SV1
SV1.
goggles.
Oh, that's the sign. It's
the
telling
sign.
us to end the podcast. I'm going to end it now. See you next time. See you next time. Goodbye.
I want everyone that can pose a problem dead.
Chief, do you have a minute?
Just leave it be. Bad things happen to good people all the time.
Surrounded by death.